Unfortunately, the Saibaimen leader skill is going to be nerfed. April Fool's is finished, celebrations are over, we're now back to reality. Now, if you're wondering why I'm making this video, I've seen a little bit of confusion when it comes to the timeline, so your boy is here to clear all that up. Don't worry, I got your back. For those of you who fully understand, this video isn't for you, but while you're here, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new. All the support is very much appreciated, and if it did help you, I definitely want to see you guys hitting that like button. So, as we all know, in the last 24 hours, the Saibaimen have fully taken over the game. The free-to-play Strength Saibaimen unit and the Int Saibaimen unit have been ridiculous in the game, have taken over, and are some of the best units and best teams we've had in the whole game. And Dokkan have decided, do you know what? That was a little bit too strong. But the Saibaimen themselves haven't been nerfed. They are still the exact same. The strength one is still the same. The int one is still the same. It is just the Saibaimen leader skill that is being changed. So, before the adjustment, Saibaimen specifically were gaining Ki plus 2, HP plus 401%, and attack and defense plus 318%. The standard lead kind of calculations we're used to now in Dokkan, the same as like standard units, are HP attack and defense plus 170, then an extra HP attack and defense of 50% to X and Y category. The Saibaimen got a fat boost. But then this was the part where Dokkan went, do you know what? Yeah, maybe we need to change this. Which is the all types Ki plus 1, HP attack and defense plus 31,810. Now, not only were the Saibaimen gaining all of this, including their percentage boost, which is big. Again, when you think about like standard leader skills, way more than that. And also the 31,810. That's why the Strength Saibaimen unit and the Int one are so good. That part is staying the same. They are still going to be wreaking havoc in the game, insanely broken, insanely fun to use, but specifically for just Saibaimen units. Now, I'll be honest, my Dokkan knowledge when it comes to calcs only goes so far. It's a basic understanding, it's a bare minimum. It gets me by. So there are probably people who know the in-depths and know way more than I do. But from what we've been seeing, and also just big number go boom, the Ki plus 1 and HP attack and defense of 31,810, it's a big enough boost. Again, I don't know the difference between that versus a standard lead, or say what the 170s and the 220s and the 250 on the HP. I don't really know the exact difference on how much it actually boosts with just flat numbers. I'll be honest, I'll be real, but it was enough to the point where Dokkan felt the need to nerf this, because this was given to all types, which meant you could run the Saibaimen as the lead, the two Saibaimen units, the strength and the int one, isolated on one rotation. They are still gaining all of this, and they are ridiculous. But then if you decided to mix and match and bring, I don't know, Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku and the Easy Buu duo, you could. And while the stats might not be probably as high as if you ran them on the normal 220 lead that you would have run them on off the Saibaimen team, it was enough to make them runnable with this crazy team, or the crazy rotation of the two Saibaimen, where Dokkan were like, that's a bit too strong. And you know what? From what I've been seeing, and again, just how big that number is, and how ridiculous the two Saibaimen rotation is, and then having some of the best units in the game, and some other units making a small resurgence in the game because of how much of a boost that actually is, I kind of get why they've done it. Was it fun? Was it funny? Could you wreak havoc on the entire game with two Saibaimen and some of the best units in the game? Yes. But I kind of get why Dokkan are doing it. Even though it takes away a lot of fun, it made sense. I saw people under this taking Saibaimens with some other units in against Bio Broly, who hits for like, what, 24 mil? I saw them taking him against the old Broly, the current content we have in the game, and it was actually just absurd. So again, I kind of get why Dokkan are doing this. So after the adjustment, Saibaimen are now going to be gaining Ki +3, HP +401%, attack and defense of 318%. And they've also specifically worded it to and HP attack and defense of 31,810. So the only big difference being for the Saibaimen is the fact that they are going to be gaining the Ki +3. In a sense, Saibaimen's leader skill has actually been buffed. They're still going to be getting the 401% on the HP. They're still going to be getting the 318% on attack and defense. And they're also still going to be getting the 31,810 flat boost on the HP attack and defense as well. The only difference being, and this is where technically the buff comes in, is they are gaining Ki +3 rather than Ki +2. So that Ki +1 all types got has now been given to just the Saibaimen purely. And now, and this is where the nerf comes in, all types attack and defense of 3,181, Saibaimen excluded, or Saibaiman excluded. So now all types have lost the 31,810, and instead they're going to get a measly 3,181, which isn't a big boost at all. Again, I don't know the in-depths, I don't know the full calcs. I just know for a full fact, and I mean it's kind of obvious, quick maths, there's a big difference between this and a big difference between that. But in a sense, the Saibaimen technically have been buffed. They've got the extra key. The key that all types were getting, the Saibaimen are getting all of that as well. The Saibaimen are still going to be getting all of this, but it is only specifically for them. And the all types, if you wanted to bring a Goma, a Majin Vegeta, Super Saiyan 2 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku, they're only going to be getting 3,181 attack and defense with no key. So technically you can still run those teams, it's just going to be nowhere near as good. And then this is the part where I've seen people get a little bit kind of confused. I mean, we've kind of explained it along the way, is this part here, where they specifically put Saibaimen excluded. So, before the adjustment, they didn't say that anywhere. But again, after the adjustment, as I said, the Ki +1 that all types were getting, the Saibaimen were getting too. They've just given that specifically to just Saibaimen category units. They're still getting the same stats. They're also still getting the 31,810, which they've specifically been given right here. It's just now the Saibaimen won't be given the all types part, which has been added on as 3,181. So essentially all Dokkan have done is move the key from here into here for the Saibaimen. Specifically stated that this here is purely for the Saibaimen and put it here. And then this is basically for everyone else. So the Saibaimen get all of this, but everyone else just gets that. So it's nowhere near as strong. And that's why they've put Saibaimen excluded, because otherwise the Saibaimen would actually be getting even more stats. So that means all types, all the other units you were going to run on this team with the Saibaimen, they're just going to get a measly 3,181. And again, it just kind of makes sense. The fact people were running the strength and int Saibaimen and then being like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to bring one of the best LRs in the game with Majin Vegeta on the team. I can bring UI Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, the Dimers, Goma, etc., etc. The list could go on and take on some of the hardest and peakest content in the game. Yeah, it was a little bit absurd. However, the Strength Saibaimen, the Int Saibaimen, you can still run them under that same leader skill and they will still be absurdly good. You're just not going to have as strong as a team as you did running the all types part, the rest. So if you're going to run Majin Vegeta, UI Goku, Goma, Golden Frieza, SJ4 Gogeta, whoever else, their buff, of course, is going to be essentially 10,000 times less. Or no, 1,000 times less. Quick maths, either or, they're just getting a whole lot less. Instead of 31,000, they're getting 3,000. And obviously, quick, simple maths, there's a big difference there. But the Saibaimen, they are unchanged. If anything, they've gained an extra key. You can still run them together and it would still be a lot of fun. They'll still wreak havoc. Just the overall team for everyone else is not as good. So I know this kind of seems like a pointless video, but I did see a lot of confusion on the timeline. Just wanted to specifically clear that up. And hopefully this video did help. Again, if it did, make sure you drop a like. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day, and peace.